Hey guys, this is my first podcast, and I will be lagging in the audio. I am not sure why. I'm not sure if it was my mic or my connection, but it was a little buggy and glitchy. So sorry about that, and enjoy.
Drop your name. Yeah, yeah.
So you were
What's
my
wait?
first
What's the
guest on this
podcast name?
podcast. Podcast is just a generic name, Zane's podcast. I can always change it later, but let's just keep it simple.
Yeah.
So you're my first. So right
Your
now you're my
platform, yeah.
first guest. So this is how the podcast is gonna go. Um, each podcast that I do with different people is going to be at least 10 minutes long, around 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think it would be pretty interesting to start a podcast with teenagers, like me and you and people our
Yeah.
age, especially
Yeah.
from Guam, because I know I've never seen anybody do that. That's like the first time. I think, yeah, it's very, very, I've never seen it. A podcast with people our age, especially from Guam, I've never seen anybody done it. So I think it'd be interesting and interesting to other people around our age to start a podcast. Um, you know, just for fun,
Yeah.
as a side hobby.
Yep. Just to like do something new and stuff.
Yeah, do something new. And I have a lot of time on my hands, so yeah.
We all do. We're in summer and in quarantine.
Yeah, this is Craig. Basically, he's my bot, and I can he records everything, and I can download the audio that we're speaking right now, and I can download it and overlap it in anything I'm gonna edit and any videos. So yeah, that is pretty cool to say the least. And basically, this podcast, our first subject is the podcast. So, basically, we get other teams' ideas and opinions and their thoughts. There is no right or wrong answers to each of the questions I said. And plus, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and I am like our friend group, right? It's gonna be our friend group too. Like we're starting off with our little friend group, and then hopefully, I'll start like posting it on my Instagram and on my YouTube, and I put it in the description, so you guys can check it out. Whoever's watching this, soon to be. So we're gonna start off our little friend group, So because we always talk, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, this is how I started the podcast too. So basically, how we talk for so long, and we talk about anything, like literally random, and we could talk for hours at a time. So we're like, why don't we talk about subjects on a podcast?
Yeah, that's honestly what I was like thinking. Like we chill in like this thing for like so long. We talk about like random stuff, and yet we just don't like record it.
Yeah, we should actually record this, and we can actually touch other interesting subjects, and we can talk with a lot of other people that we don't usually talk about and talk to. So it'll be pretty cool. And we people our age can always watch this and see other people's opinions and thoughts on subjects, different types. So I think it'll be pretty cool. Yeah. So that's why yeah. That's why, and also like after we start off our friend group, we can expand to different people, right? Yeah. And I don't think they would be I don't per se they wouldn't be scared to join and talk, because it's gonna be a set of questions, right? So at least 10 questions, and we talk about it for like a minute each question, hopefully. And the podcast is around 10 minutes. So people will, listen, and they won't be scared because usually I will do the talking, and all they have to do is answer my questions. There is no right or wrong, and they don't have to be scared about what they say. It's just opinions, and I would respect it, what they think. Honestly, it's not a bad idea, and I'll invite different. Yeah. I was thinking about inviting like Chad people, what they think, and
I mean, that honestly, like talking about like different people with like in different groups, that'd be pretty interesting. Like to like know like their perspective on life and stuff.
Yeah, we could talk about literally anything. We could go from MMA to cereal boxes. Yeah, I'm thinking around my kitchen right now, bro. I really don't know, but I'll think of it, and I'll make it a little bit more professional and better looking. But right now, over time. But right now, it's just keep it simple. Record our audio, and I'll overlap it over some generic gameplay. Right now, I'm not gonna overlap in my gameplay because I need to record right now. But I'm not playing right now, so we'll just do it. I'll just do it later, and I'll overlap it something that's not copyrighted on YouTube. That would be pretty cool. So, what do you think about the podcast? What do What would you prefer the name to be? It
Sorry.
says Zane's podcast.
Honestly, I don't.
You-
I was honestly like thinking of like names before, but they were like terrible.
No, yeah. Like it's really hard. Joe Rogan's podcast is just called the Joe Rogan's Experience. I don't watch Keemstar, but I know he has a podcast, an impulsive podcast. That's kind of weird.
What was it called? Logan Paul's podcast?
Impulsive. Yeah, so I was just thinking about naming this podcast something unique, but actually I would just keep it simple. Zane's podcast. It's probably not going to blow up. And there's a very, very, and when I say very, very little chance of it blowing up. So I'm just going to keep it simple. Zane's podcast,
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
we
don't
could,
like. We'll like think of a name over time. We'll, like just brainstorm ideas. That would be pretty interesting.
yeah, and also like over time, I'm thinking about for people that like who I don't really know, they can like bring a friend, and I have this app or like a bot that can edit out the friend's audio and just keep that one guy's audio on mine. So basically, they can have a friend, so they don't have to be scared, and they could just talk.
Yeah, to be like more comfortable with.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm thinking about it, but I have to do over time, I'll just keep it one-on-one because I have to set it all up.
Yeah, there's like one podcast that you do for like a long time and like with like a bunch of people.
Yeah, right? And we all discuss?
Yeah. Like we'll do all random stuff.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty cool. And I was thinking about I know how to edit it now, but I'm just thinking if I should add in I should just leave it regular, or I should add in some, special effects.
Add like a little gift, like a little, like interesting something, like
No,
so
I'm gonna,
like a black screen.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I'm gonna just ask everybody in our group to shout out the podcast, our little podcast. But this right now, as we're speaking, our little 10-minute podcast, I'm just gonna edit it tonight and see how it goes. And I'm just gonna record it and all that, and set it up and finalize it, and I'll post it on my YouTube. And I think you can post 10-minute, what do you call it?
On Spotify?
No, not on Spotify, on Instagram. Not Reels. There's Reels, regular posts, and then
TV thing.
Yeah, IGTV, whatever you call it. Yeah, I can post it and people can listen to it, I'm gonna ask everybody to shout it out that's in the group. But yeah, this is very interesting subject, and it's for today. I'll probably do it probably once a week because I'll be busy or something. But yeah, that'll be pretty interesting to see, especially in our group, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people our age is going to be interested because it's very unique, and they rarely see it.
Yeah.
So do you have any thoughts on this of your own?
Honestly, I've always like wanted to do this. I don't know why. Just like something in the back of my head. It seems like really interesting. Like a little like hobby to do on the side.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, but you just never did it, right? Because it's just
just by myself. Like I don't know how to start it this way.
Yeah, and it seems like a bit of a hassle. Even right now, for me, it's kind of a bit of a hassle. This is actually pretty fun to do. Like looking at it in a general perspective, an idea is actually really cool to do. Yeah.
I want to look at some movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope this like actually like does something instead of just like.
Yeah, for real. I need to make the channels the voice channels because when I invite a lot of people to the Discord, I'm gonna be talking with people one-on-one, and I do not want people to be joining, so I'm gonna make it private. But I need to set up all the roles and stuff, and it's gonna be like,
whatever. Like, yeah. That's why you did. Or you can do like individual calls with people.
Yeah, exactly. I can just do individual calls. Yeah. So this entire subject that we're talking about is actually pretty interesting, and this is the simple subject, and it's about what we're talking about, and I could just keep yapping on.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering what my second topic should be about, and I'm writing it all down on my notes right now, like on my phone. So while I speak, I'll write down a bunch of questions on my phone, and then I'll branch off from question to question, and it'll be at least 10 sets of questions. And I'll be just asking, so I never have things to run out of. But right now, I just wasn't prepared. It's just a little first mini podcast with you. So you're my first podcast. And we have about 20 seconds left. So you have anything to say to people who are watching, who is probably in our friend group. All right, guys, that's it.
That's it, right?
All right. Thank you, guys, wherever finished this podcast. All right, shoot. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Gameplay footage you just saw does not belong to me. It belongs to a YouTube creator called TX Noki. His channel will be in description.